How you doing? Hope you're well. I thought we'd play some chess today. How about that? A bit warm though. Might have to strip off in a minute. Okay, we're rated 1331. We're going to get some stiff competitions. And now, Pinter. That's Hungary. Okay. Right, well, obviously we're playing e4 because it's the right way to start a game of chess. Oh, not that. No, we don't want the effing Petrov. We don't want Petrov. Right, I'm going to carry on with what I was going to do anyway. This is the Steinitz attack. I'm sweltering. That's not going to work. Ugh. Too warm, right? He takes. We can push the pawn. Can push this with tempo, right? I can also take back here, but that drops this one. So, sod it. Let's have a go. Okay, I can't take the knight because my pawn's actually in an absolute pin. If I break the absolute pin with, say, bishop e2 or queen e2, then the knight is on prise and the knight will have to move. And it's unlikely to go here, so... He's got an attacker on there, it is defended. So the pawn itself is not actually under attack. Go on, let's do this. Let's play this like a Goering Gambit, okay? And let's just do this. And I do believe that we are getting ourselves, boys and girls, the knight is still safe. We're getting ourselves into a Goering style situation, which could be quite interesting. Now, I'm inclined to castle. That's one of the general rules in my course. When the queen moves to e7, can you castle? If so, nearly always castle. This is not a bad move. Now, what's going on here? Now, I know where I am now. I know exactly where I am. It's not Kansas, but it's pretty damn close. Okay, so there's a few considerations here. One is black apparently trying to win the e5 pawn. Now, sometimes when you've got a bishop, on here, if they've been like fully accepted, then sometimes they can actually overextend by capturing twice and not realizing you've got a bishop on there. That's one thing. But this is a different scenario. So we're castled. Their queen is here. The queen's on either of these two squares in the Goering or the Danish. Then one of the first things you should be thinking about is this. Right, knight here, pow. Suddenly, herself is in range. Where's my red arrow? There it is, yeah? So, knight takes c3, because he's missed the opportunity to capture on b2, he didn't want to do it. So he decided to do that instead. So, what am I threatening it? Well, I'm kind of oh, hello. This is interesting. The dog is now deciding to clean herself for your auditory pleasure. Okay, so what's going on here is the queen is looking at that. This is not a threat. This is not like a checkmate or anything like that because it's defended twice. My first thought is obviously just drop the bishop back like here. Bishop e2 might be an idea, but I don't know. And the other thing to consider is this. For example, sometimes black will play bishop c5, and then you can take here, king takes, queen d5 is then a fork on the bishop and the king. Okay, that's a very, very standard attacking idea. Here, it doesn't work, because I play queen there and he just simply trades queens. So, go back to plan A. That centralises the knight and hits the queen. See, his worry is like takes, bang. And then you've got a knight in an absolute pin. But in this instance, I can't PP on the PP. I can't put pressure on the pin piece particularly with a pawn, if you can, right? That's the ideal, is to do it with a pawn. Right, trade skis here. Okay. And the reason is I can't push f4 because my pawn is actually also in an absolute pin because of that queen. Now I have this, but I don't really want to do that either. I've got this. He can defend the knight with a pawn, and he will. He'll play d6. He will play d6. Right, knight e4 hits the queen. That's the thought. Take your time. You get comfy, yeah? You get comfy. That's more important than this. This knight can go there safely. This bishop can go there. I quite like that idea. Now, is there any point in hassling that queen? What's she going to do if I hassle her? I'm also blocking the e-file, but realistically, what can we do about this? There. And actually, the knight's defended by the queen, so the rook isn't threatening the knight, and I can't push f4 anyway, so I don't know. Maybe this and then that. Don't use the pawn at all. If I go here, and he just casually... No, he's just going to casually play d6, isn't he? That's an idea. Go on then. Go on then. Rook e1 and then that. I'm actually threatening, like, take the knight. Now this. Knight moves with the check, he gets taken on f3. This, g6. It's weakening, but is it weakening enough? Or do we just whack this out? We'll whack this out. Lots of tempting ideas. He's now kind of cut off the queen's retreat a little bit back there. This is quite nice as well, looking down at c7 with the fork possibility there. Okay, I'm going to chuck in this. I'm going to take my attention away. I feel like the attack on the knight isn't going to like bear fruit for us. We're still 2 pawns down. However, we are castled. Got 1, 2, 3 minor pieces out on the board. We've got a rook on an open file. They're all things in our favour. Black has 2 extra pawns. Well done, you. I actually have this, which hangs that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That is a good old-fashioned pin on the queen. This is a lesson in absolute pins. And I think that is an absolute pinnacle of the game for white. Because, child, there's nothing you can do. They're gone, buddy. But look on the bright side. They're gone, buddy. All right. It attacks our knight. We're just going to come back. Also, I'm down to 3 minutes, guys, so I've got to get a bit of a crack on here. That's the plan. Checkmate. Really got to get a wriggle on now. Okay. It's a thought. I'm just going to pull back. I have no light squared bishop with which to abuse that knight. But I have got some pawns that I'm willing to sacrifice for the cause. You attack my queen, do you? Okay, I'll put it here. Best not to put it there. Okay, you want to trade off some stuff, huh? Not today. Not on my watch. That is playable. I could just come back here. This doesn't quite work. It's dangerous anyway. But then I've got maybe queen here if the king tries to approach the bishop. This is often an idea when your opponent long castles. Can you snatch that pawn? Now sometimes you've got this as an idea. Okay. Just going to start chucking pawns around. I can't mess about. I've got like just under 3 minutes on the clock. And I know that good players can, win an entire game of chess in 3 minutes. Fucking hell, I won a 10-minute rapid game just yesterday in 15 seconds. I used 15 seconds of my clock, checkmated the bugger, and okay, so he's winning something, kinda. He's winning a queen. That's what he's going to win. Cock it. Knight there. Win more material. And he's up a rook. Fuck it, bucket. Hunstable. You absolutely jellyhead. Okay, I'm not going to get trapped in there. I will come after your bishop. Enough with the hold my beer games, please. Right. Okay. I don't want to put it there because he's just going to push this, isn't he? And I'm way down low in material. Okay, right, I'll count that as a moral victory. Not. Sorry guys, that was just fucking dumb. But I'm wanting to teach you the Goering Gambit, not the French. I hate the French. The French is boring. But the Dima Dum Gambit, however, on the other hand, is not. We've got two attackers. He's worried that I'm going to take the central pawn with mine and he has to recapture with this because he can't recapture with the queen. So the most common move here is that, and then you push. And the whole idea of this, if you've not seen it before, is that you're controlling the c6 square with a pawn. Why is that important? Well, hopefully I'll be able to show you in a moment. This move is common. Sometimes this move comes, okay. And if he plays something slow, like knight f6, which is probably the most common move here, then he falls into the trap, and the trap is this. Queen a4 check, hitting the king and the bishop. And he can't block here. Well, he can, but he loses whichever knight blocks. And if he blocks with the bishop or the queen, on d7, he loses the bishop. What are you going to do with me? What are we going to do? Okay. Okay. And calm. We are all calm. What are we? We're up a bishop for a pawn. Happy, slappy, chappy days. So develop. He's going to have to block with a minor piece. And we have the option to trade off, which is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to stick my knight here. I'm going to get the king castled. I could even force the queens off with queen b5. Again, that's a pin. I think winning your opponent's queen in a game, before Botez gambiting your own queen is, like I say, it's a moral victory. Okay, this is defended only by the queen, so can I go here? I'd like also a big thing here in the Dima Dum is just stop the bastard castling. If you can stop him castling, then it's even better. Castles is good. Bringing out the other bishop is good. That looks like a reasonable square. Can't I just take that with my knight? Oh no, his knight takes my knight. Okay. No, you're quite right. I could take that one. He's just undefended it. Is anything wrong with that? I've got a check, maybe. He pushes. Just move the horse. Still stopping him from castling. He's desperate to castle. I'm desperate for him not to. I've got a new mouse map, by the way. My mouse now works brilliantly. You've heard me complaining about my mouse for a while. Okay, he wants to put his knight in there with a family fork. And we've got two options. Let it happen or don't let it happen. And I think hell no. That's my view on things. I don't know if you share that view. I mean, knight takes there is the only other way to stop it, and then queen takes. So you can't do that because knight takes there. And even knight takes there actually as well. So now he can castle. Well done you. Okay, I think castles. I think rook d1. Get this bugger out somewhere. Even here. Or I might use the pawn. It attacks our rook. Actually, the proper name for that kind of rook is a knight. Right. This is why we don't drink coffee at 2:30 in the afternoon. This pawn is in an absolute pin. I'm still up a bishop for one pawn. So I've got an extra bishop and he's got that. He's managed to get himself castled. Other than that, stuff is kind of... does he want to defend that? Is that his plan? Well then okay. So Misa going to do this. Don't know why, it's just a hunch, eh? So you go here, I play rook ac1. Then what's he got? Nothing. Nothing I can see. Now you've got to move the knight. Where are you going to move it? There? That's attacked twice. That square defended once. Not good. There, pawn takes. There, rook takes. There, there's a choice of 3 pieces that can take. There, pawn. And that opens up a rook on the f-file. Not good. J. Cush from England, where I am no longer from. Yes, I'm an English man, but I live in Bonnie, Scotland now. Not sure about that, pal. Not sure about that. We just trade our way out of this. And that is what I call going down another piece. You just ignore the first game. First game's, you know, it's a warm-up. That's why they're there. It's a warm-up game. That's what it is. Okay, I'm now eyeing up the square g7. I'd love to put my knight here. Right, this is my plan now. Yeah, this pawn is rather dangerous and we should not overlook... Stop it! If I can trade queens, I shall. I'm not worried about his rook coming in. I'd like to eliminate this pawn. Will you just stop chasing? I don't think he's actually achieving anything by doing this, he says, but until I decide to hang my queen. Wait for it. Wait for it! Now he's just deciding to be a knob and annoy me and then resign. Right. One with the black pieces and then we're done. When did I started on 1331, I'm now on 1330. So I apologise, I've wasted everybody's time. Okay, this is the centre game, this is okay. Develop, look at the f-pawn. Double up his pawns in the middle of the board. Doubled, isolated. Very hard to defend, particularly later on in the game when you get more bits involved. Okay, this, 2 attackers, he can't push because queen takes, yeah? Everyone has been a good sport. Okay, it defends. Let's get castled. I'm thinking here, if I was white, I don't know, he could go either side, because either way actually is semi-open for white. There's no white pawns on the F file or on the D file. So whichever way he castalles, he may be okay. I'm not up in material, so we're just going to carry on. Bishop on B7, okay, I think that's a sign. There he goes, off he goes. Off he goes. So the general plan, man, now is to attack the king. Yeah. These pawns are weak. But this guy at the front is very well defended. This guy's defended only by the queen. Knight in here doesn't really achieve much. Queen here, knight in here. How actually does he defend that pawn? Again, it can't move. So this. Let's start with queen here, because I mean, I'm going to want to put a rook on e8 at some point anyway. Probably the king's rook. Takes, takes, queen takes, walks into a disco. Aha. Takes, takes. There. He's also attacking this though. I think I need to take him out. Maybe that wasn't so great. Now my knight is under attack. Can I go here? Don't see why not. I'm attacking his very good bishop. Also got 3 attackers on this pawn, for what it's worth. I'm also attacking that which comes with check, so the king has to move, because it's a knight. You can't block a knight check, and then I can move away. And that's a free pawn. 3 attackers, 2 defenders. I can win this pawn, and it's a key pawn. But there, king comes there. He's never going there in a month of Sundays, right? There, king comes here. What if I was to play my queen there? There, king is there. It's too slow. If my queen was on the B file, I'd go knight there, king there, knight here, with this pawn again in an absolute pin, forking the king and the queen. But I can't, because I can't go there. I can't go there because queen takes. I can't go there because pawn takes. I can just push d6. There's nothing wrong with this move. Well, the only thing wrong with this move is that after he moves and I move back, I've given away the initiative. Yeah? But then I'm threatening queen here and coming in. Takes. You never know. I've also got rook fe8. Hitting the bishop again, that's also a thought. Bishop and queen all defend this checkmate idea. It's an interesting puzzle. If I was to take, say, with a bishop, takes. His bishop is a good attacking piece. My bishop right now ain't. I'm very tempted. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. Rook can't take back. I'm still a pawn up. And I think, and I kind of knew when I did it that I fianchettoed my bishop there, knowing he was about to long castle, putting my bishop on the wrong side of the board because it's looking up towards that corner. Okay. And my hunch is this. I'm attacking the queen and she can't capture there because he'd get checkmated. So I'm hitting the queen, I'm hitting this pawn again, and I don't care about this. But more than anything, I'm hitting c2. You can't push because you lose your queen. So he's got to move the queen. And he's got to move it, I was about to say, to a square that continues to defend c2, because that doesn't. That, boys and girls, is checkmate, and that ends the game. So, are we ahead of where we was? We are now at 1336. So with all that, and I apologise, I've completely wasted your time, we've earned 5 rating points out of 3 games. So there you go. Because our opponent here was only 1226. But we're creeping up, slowly, painfully. She used her fingernails. It would have hurt. Sherlock, Season 1, Episode 1, A Study in Pink. Okay, and on that bombshell, I'll see you next time.